Hello, my friends. My name is Joseph, and today I'm going to talk about my painting Europa, 16 by 20 acrylic on canvas.
What inspired you to paint this painting?
Well, I like fantasy and science fiction and UFOs and things that could possibly be. And here a few years ago, NASA discovered that there was ice and water or frozen ice on Europa, and that there possibly might be an ocean, warm ocean, and so that's what inspired me, the idea that there could be a whole another world here, and it could even have intelligence, have a complete environment, because of the fact that it has this pulling action between Jupiter and Europa creates a warm center. And so because there might be liquid water, there's all sorts of possibilities.
Wonderful. Could you tell me a bit about the sky?
Well, the sky is showing the moons of Jupiter, which here we got a moon, and we got one here, and there's another little in here, and a bigger one up here. This is Saturn. So Saturn is fairly close to Jupiter as far as the solar system. So here it is, Saturn way off in the distance. And then on the other side of Jupiter would be Mars, which is the tiny little red speck here. And of course, this is the sun. And on the Europa landscape of ice mountains.
Can you tell me a bit about the ice mountains?
Well, the ice mountains are created, of course, by action of, when you got ice freezing and it freezes, and the warmth here creates warmer areas that's coming up.
There's buckling ice.
You get buckling ice, and it buckles all up into here, and it creates this mountain range that has probably no minerals in it except water.
Can you tell me a bit about the bubbles?
The bubbles are tethered to the interior of the moon or planet. I like to think of it as a planet because it's got all the possibilities of a planet to life and all that type of thing. I think of the moon as the moon that I was raised with, just kind of a dead, barren looking sphere floating around. So the bubbles are tethered to the interior, and they are in habitats for the upper intelligence of the
Upper
environment.
intelligent life forms.
Yes, absolutely.
So the habitats, they go down to be warm, and they come up to be able to look at the stars?
That's exactly right. Temperature change, so they can move up. They could be. These habitats may not be what you call mechanical or constructed. They may be biological. So that means these tethers could be tethered down, and these could be also almost like a life form of themselves, containing a higher life form that's inside of them that uses them as part of their environment. The possibilities are just endless of how you want it. It's all in the viewer. The viewer, the reason I painted this really doesn't matter a lot because of the fact that it changed as I started. When I first started out, it was just going to be Europa and Jupiter. And then it just kept on, and I didn't know what I was doing. And so I just kind of started doing it, and it just changed. And I sometimes take photographs of it as they go through changing, because it looks like maybe comes out there's a half a dozen paintings, and because each painting is almost like a complete form within itself. But then it just keeps on developing, keeps on changing, and I keep on adding, taking things in, and occasionally I might paint something out. And so, yeah, this is showing an ice-covered surface.
Can you tell me a little bit about the molten core?
A planet has a core. A moon has, everything has a core. But some cores are just dead. Sometimes a core, depends on how much action you get. If you get action, you're going to have some kind of interaction. So I would even say that maybe our moon has, I don't know if it's molten, but I would say our moon is probably, it might be like soft honey putty, because there is that interaction between the Earth and our moon. Well, Jupiter's huge, so there must be a pretty good action going on here, which creates a warm interior environment. Excuse me, I'm going to cough. And so you've got this warmer environment. This could be crusted over. There could be a surface here. Who knows what could live on the surface? It could be all sorts of things that live on the surface of the crust. As this is the atmosphere. Don't think of this as the atmosphere. There's no atmosphere here. But this water, all this ice, below this ice, is an atmosphere. It's a liquid atmosphere, but that's an atmosphere, you know. Fish swim in the ocean, birds swim in the sky. You know, it's all atmospheres. The Earth has multiple atmospheres. Well, this might also have pending, but because of the size of the moon or small planet, it's most likely just got one atmosphere, which is the water.
Okay. Can you tell me something about the animals?
Well, the animals would, universal law says that
There'll be more than one type of life?
There would be more than one type of life. If you got one, you're going to have multitudes of it. And it's going to run rapid, it's going to variety, it's going to be endless. And what you would find here on Earth, if you saw some of the things that climb out of the cracks and crevices of this planet, you would swear that they came from someplace else. And they may have. I mean, who knows? Who knows? You know, most likely a huge majority of what's here on this planet has came from someplace else, including us. And these could be some of our ancestors. So, you know, it's so the animals and creatures in here would be in some ways similar to what we are already used to.
Yeah, lots of diversity.
Right. You know, you're not going to find a lobster that's going to walk up to you and say, "Hey, how are you doing?" You know, you're not going to. You know, it's not going to happen. You know, that lobster's not going to be. That lobster's going to have a lobster intelligence. It's not going to be anything on a very high level.
Can you tell me about the ice spires?
The ice spirals are steam. This up and down motion. That is steam.
That freezes.
That freezes, and it's
delicate.
It's delicate. It's almost lacy-like. You know, it's almost like snowflakes that are connected together. So if you can imagine these as multiple delicate snowflakes creating these columns, and it's like a forest. And since there's no visible creature that moves on the surface of the ice, it's undisturbed. So and the only thing that's going to create is pressure from the planet or the moon itself will disturb some of it, but it's going to stay pretty much like a forest of lace, very light and almost transparent in some ways. You know,
very beautiful.
Yeah. Well, that's all for now. Until next time, thank you very much.